In the name of love. Welcome to Spiritual Guidance Beyond Sight, 8690. Yes, sir. And I am your host, and my name is Sandra. Welcome, everyone. Hope this video finds you in good health and in a great state of mind. Yes, my lovelies. Oh, here go my butter. It's my butter. Oh, you better stop. I'm all stick so bad. Anywho, today we're going to go on with interview with spirit, and we ask the question: what happens to the spirit when we die? And we know that it just doesn't stay in the earth, in the ground, or it stopped existing. It does not. It goes back to source. It moves on, and it has to go through certain levels uh, in the plateau, right? Um, some spirits never reach the first plateau only because they stay fixated on uh, the physical body. Some suicide, some people that were killed, trauma, etc. Um, Not that they can't be helped, they surely could, but again, it takes a minute. So the the spirit transcends, and there's quite a few plateaus that our spirit needs to go through. Anyway, you could see the video before this one, and I'll explain a little bit more. But I just wanted to touch base on that we just don't stop existing, you know. It existing without a body, without a vessel. Okay. um and some of us go to one of these plateaus and wait and come back. That's another video. But spirit says that the spirit does take uh feelings and emotions with them, but when they get to a certain plateau, a lot of that feelings of the earth, uh, sexual feelings, hatred, anger, jealousy, etc., just diminishes, you know. And we said, Spirit said, the only emotion or feeling we take is love, and that makes sense, because um, love moves mountains, right? The only spirits that stick with or stay with that anger, um and negative feelings or emotions, again, spirits that don't want to understand that they have passed, or there's family member or friends, um uh, how you say, mourning them, and as I mentioned before, it's good to mourn them, but what is not good for that spirit is for you to stay a year, 3 years, 5 years, mourning and boohooing, you know which I'm not saying is wrong, because everybody mourns differently, but you have to be aware that you're doing damage to that energy, to that spirit. It cannot move on. If it's your mother and you constantly crying for your mother, um, She won't leave your side. Okay, that brings us to the answer question that we ask spirit. Does the spirits feel or hear us? Absolutely, they feel our emotions, um, and they hear. They could hear, and they do see us. You know, um, for example, my mother has been uh, called to heaven over maybe close to 25 years now. And when she first passed, I think that was the hardest thing I went through, besides losing my husband. Um, I thought I was going to shut totally down. And I would smell her particular scent around me all the time, for those few days. Oh, dog, if you knock down the camera, sorry. Um, so I could smell her essence around me, and it would bring peace to me. It would calm me down. Okay, not that I stopped crying right away. And then when I would go to sleep, I would just cry, cry, cry. And I could feel her walk into the room and sit by my bed and just, you know, rub my head, you know. And I didn't see her whole body, but I could see her hand. And my mother had beautiful, natural nails, and she would always paint them red. And I was seeing her hand, stroking my head, and I felt at ease. So they do feel our emotions, and you could feel them. Okay, not that that's good all the time, especially for a spirit that just passed. But my mother was in a different category, So um, my mother was a santera, palera, and a spiritista, and she was something. She still is. She still is. But yeah, they do. You can feel them. Someone left me a comment. Well, no, it wasn't a comment. Yeah, it was a comment that her father. She went to clean her father's home, and all of a sudden, his radio went on, and a song played. And after the song finished, the radio went off, and the mother and the daughter were so amazed, you know, how that radio went. But there you go. Maybe he couldn't touch them. He didn't have the energy to touch them, but he was trying to send them a message, whether is I am here, I am okay, you know. Sorry. Or there's a special message in the words of that song, you know. This is how spirit communicates, our ancestors, so they do hear and they feel, and they could communicate with you. All right. More advanced, open-hearted, open-minded people will easily see these things, you know. But I don't want to say to an untrained eye, but I did say it. You know, is that we're not born knowing these things, So spirit tries to let you know. Sometimes it's not. It will be a dream or um, some type of sign. You'll be speaking about something, and all of a sudden, uh, that's happened to me a few times. A verse of a song or a Bible verse or will come up. Analyze it. Sometimes in your dreams. You know, that will come up. You know, um, I'm looking to have my own home. Not that I don't appreciate my son and his wife, but girl needs her space, right? Anywho, I've been dreaming with that my mother took me to this mount of dirt, and it looks like they were digging up something, and you could see like pillars of the beginning of a house. So you know, and then the dream that I had the other day was I could see the house built, but there was a horse and a donkey. Sounds crazy, but yeah, inside the house. So have to analyze that dream. But anywho, I'm sharing this to show you how spirit does communicate with you in different forms. You know, to a more advanced person, you will hear whisper. They will just come up to you and talk to you. You know, but spirit wants you to know, yes, they do feel, yes, they do hear you, and yes, some of them could um, touch you, you know, um, but not all of them should, right? Because we have entities that are negative that we don't want them to touch us, right? Because they'll suck up our energy, our light, and make us sick, you know. So, and we spoke about that also. The entities could be someone that was alive and uh, stood in regrets and hatreds and all that in their lifetime, and in spirit they still hanging on to that. Those spirits are very easily manipulated by people. They do brujeria or you know bad mojo, whatever you want to call it, negative things to other people. These entities will offer themselves, for something simple as a cup of wine, or anyway. Spirit says we're gearing out a place, right? So isn't that wonderful to know that your loved one can respond to you? You know, we just have to be careful how we respond or ask to these spirits. Okay, if it's an ancestor, if it's a mother, father, or sister, someone that recently died, you should not ask anything for that spirit, because that spirit has not transcended yet. Okay, the best thing that you do is, um, again, do prayers. Light up a candle, and if you don't believe in that, then sending good thoughts. You know, talking about the good times and positive attribute of that person, and send them love and light and blessings, and send them on their way. Now, if it's a spirit like my mother that's been gone, for a while, because a spirit's saying that it takes 7 years for someone spirit to transcend. It could be quicker, okay? Again, depending on the person, uh, what you did here on this earth. Again, as an example, my mother. I believe my mother transcended very quickly, only because of the work that she's done here on earth, and the type of person that she was, you know. Um, but if it's, usually it takes 7 years. There's Spirit says there's things to be learned when you go back, you know. Many of us don't remember these things, but Spirit reassures us that that's so, you know. Um, so if we have to come back, we come back with better tools, hopefully embedded in our soul, right? Because I don't want to repeat this. No, I truly don't. Yeah, I want to stay hovering over the clouds. Ah, yeah, yeah. So spirits do feel, hear, and they could touch us. You know. Um, Another example, when my husband passed, um, I used to actually see him. You know, and he was kind of in shock um, when he passed because he had grandma's seizures. So he died unexpectedly. So when he fell, I was told in a bathroom and caught a seizure. I don't know if he banged his head or what it was, but he didn't get up anymore. So when he died, it was all of a sudden. So that spirit kept coming to me like bewildered. I could see him like, what's going on, you know? And it took a while. It took a long while because he didn't want to leave my side. And yeah, it took quite a few years to um, to release him and for him to come to the understanding that I'm okay. You know, I have to go move on. You know, and yeah, um, this is just an example of how spirit could get trapped here on earth. So please, remember that prayer is important, you know, and it doesn't have to be any particular prayer. When you do something out of from your heart with good intentions, yes, it moves mountains, and you can honor them by putting their picture up on a mantle. You know, I have some videos that teaches you how to put a sacred spot, area, sacred table. Um, we call it Bovela, and I actually have two. I have a Bovela and I have a ancestor sacred area. You don't have to, but you know, if you choose to, you could have a sacred little corner where you want to sit and think about that person. You could put pictures up of that person. Just make sure there's no live person on the picture. And you could put things that they liked, like candy, flowers, you know, something that you shared with them, in their honor, you know. And when you want, you could sit there and just meditate and talk to them. It's that simple. This is not a rocket science. Anyhow, I think I held you long enough, my lovelies. I love you so much. Let's see our next interview with Spirit. Um, Again, I gotta think, right? Anyway, remember my motto: when you shine your light out into the world, you want it to reach far and wide. Make sure the light at home shines bright and strong. I am your host, and my name is Sandra. Be blessed and be well, my lovelies. And remember, come on, pucker up. I like it. I like a lot. Come on, smooches. Later.